Hey there, Breach fans. Bryant Cook, and today we are playing Lotus Breach, my favorite modern deck. And somebody in the comments of our last video commented on how Malevolent Hermit is sort of like a leer that we can use with Lurrus, and that really intrigued me, so I played a league with it last night, and wow, this card really impressed me. I pretty much only boarded it in against the blue-white Chalice of the Void control deck, but it did damage there. Not only did it kill Teferis, it literally killed my opponent, and the backside was pretty good too, at, allowing me to cast my spells through Chalice of the Void, so I was really, really impressed with this card, and this is the list that I ran in the league last night. And it might look a little bit strange. I know that in our last video we were running Cavern of Souls plus Leer. In this video we're running Hermit. But another change that I've made is Slaughter Pact. I've noticed a bunch recently that I've just been like a mana short of killing my opponent, and if I had Slaughter Pact I would have won. So it makes Wish a better card because you could just 3-mana Slaughter Pact if you need to on the combo turn. Like, let's say your opponent has an idol on. This allows you to have a cheaper line in order to win. Or you can board one in and get it with Wish Claw. So the Slaughter Pact essentially only costs 1 mana. And that's pretty interesting to me. So the idea is that you always leave one in the board for Wish, and then you can board one in. And that way you have access to just cheap cards to kill Thalia or Eidolon or anything else like that. You can also just like tap out against Hammer Time, have them go all in, Slaughter Pact it, pay the untap, and do your thing. So that's also an option. Fatal Push. I'd like to find room for a second Fatal Push here, but I just don't know where that slot would come from because honestly, our board's really tight right now, and I have like 3 Hermit. So I don't think there is room. You really do need 2 copies of Void Snare because one of them is for siding in, one of them is for Wish, and you just need more ways of answering Alpine Moon and Blood Moon and that sort of thing. So I don't think you're allowed to cut that, but also it's the same thing with Slaughter Pact. We want that cheap effect. You're not allowed to get rid of Void Snare. I think realistically the worst slot in the sideboard right now is EE. The format just it feels like it's gone around EE a little bit right now. The aggro decks are so fast that it doesn't matter. But against the control decks, it doesn't feel quite good enough. I've considered not playing it, but I want some sort of answer to Chalice of the Void against that blue deck that isn't Hermit. So otherwise you're stuck like with one Echoing Truth. So I think I want to keep this right now. But also it gets better post board now because we only have 1 copy of Ave. So how does that affect EE, right? Like, it seems strange. Well, I'm not sideboarding in Ave ever anymore. And because of that, when I bring in EE, I have Lurrus to recur it late, which I actually got to do in that league last night. So that was really nice. In order to make room for all of those Hermits, I did cut my second Ave, so I'm down to just 1 right now. But having Lurrus available in all post-board games in that league felt really, really good to me. So I sort of like missed that about older lists because we've been playing Eve because it's so effective against Graveyard Hate. While having Lurrus all the time, just beautiful. We're actually playing a companion. It feels like it's crazy. So right now, I think that this is probably correct, but I'm always open to tinkering with things. It's pretty much the message here. And this is the same main deck from the previous league, so if you haven't caught that, go do it. I am playing Tularia West as a 5th copy of Lotus Field that also retrieves Pact or Bauble, which I think is kind of interesting. So that's the deck tech. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see how good Malevolent Hermit is. I hope it's Magnificent Hermit at the end of this league, and I can show you all of that great stuff. Yeah, and always like, comment, subscribe. Free and easy to do. Support us. You know by now. And then the membership information is in the join button next to the subscribe button. Deck tech, cyborg guides, badges, emotes. Definitely go check that out. And then we have theepicstorm.com/donation decks where you can submit your combo deck to be featured here on this very YouTube channel. We have theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles, as well as sweet, sweet storm merchandise, including our brand new mini token pack that you can use to keep track of mana and storm. That's it. That's the intro. I hope you enjoy this Hermit content. Can't talk today. That's what I've got. So why don't we just hop right into round number 1, and I'll see you there. Match number 1, and we are revealing our cat companion. All right. So this hand's pretty stacked. We just need a second land for this Lotus Field. We have 2 cantrips. I'm keeping. Alright, seize the moment. What are you playing with your copy of Lurrus? Alright, Mire and... Okay, not Burn. So what are you? Ragavan, yikes. Okay. Frags is a little bit annoying here. Okay. Draw. Not a land. So I think I'm supposed to bobble myself to see if there's a land on top. Not a land, we can just, fetch. Just gonna grab an island. Less damage. No lands. I'm just gonna bottom this. So, like, I could leave Wish on top. I just don't see the point, if I'm being honest. Because, like, the third card down is still a random card, and if it's not a land, great. And if it is, boohoo. It's still random. And we hit the land! Lucky. I actually forgot about the bobble draw, if I'm being completely honest, so that worked out well. Alright, so Rags is getting in there. Alright, and you hit Twiddle. Exactly what a Ragavan deck wanted. Couldn't have planned it any better, and it looks like it's just red black midrange. Inquisition of Kozilek. Likely hitting the Breach here if I had to guess. Yep. Which honestly doesn't matter because this Wish can grab Breach or we can Lurrus it back. Alright, so you're Jund. Okay. 2 cards in their hand. They're about to have 3 off bobble. Draw. So I think I'm just going to pass. End step, consider, untap, and try to do the dead them thing. So they're about to have 4 cards. They can go up to 4 mana on their turn if they hit a land plus the Ragavan trigger. Alright, so we're going to fall to 11 here. On their end step, I'm going to fetch, and that'll bring me to 10. And Rags reveals Bobble. Good hit for them. Right? They are bobbling us. So the nice thing about that is they put a card to our graveyard that can help us win the game. And it seems like a small thing, but it's honestly like pretty nice. All right, let's cast Consider. I would like that. It just makes my job easy. The one card we should keep in the back of our head is Abrupt Decay. But we can always like create a path here that beats it, I believe. And how we do that is we cast Breach off of Breach, and that can play around it, which is part of the reason I wanted to keep this extra grip. I'm not confident that we have enough mana, but it doesn't hurt to keep an extra Twiddle anyway. Okay. Roughly infinite mana. Play a Bobble. Okay, add red. Wish. 12 cards in graveyard. Get Breach. Right, and then play another Breach. Move some extra lands. And it looks like they do have the Decay. You know, it's hard being this smart sometimes. Jeez. Joking. But yeah, I thought about Decay being their out. We played around it, getting rewarded here. And honestly, they shouldn't have even cast the Decay because now I just get an extra card to my graveyard to escape away. And Underworld Breach. Okay. Move this Bobble. Arm is 9. Grip again, untap. You can remove the Bobbles. We don't really need those. And the other Breach. That's from 10. Alright, so it's time to cast Wish. And this is going to leave us with just the Grip in the graveyard. So this actually worked out pretty well for us. And now we Tome Scour. And it should be easy peasy. Untap. That decay really did help us out. Okay. And at this point, it's just going through the motions. Alright, so we're at the end of the line now. And I've milled most of my deck just looping back and forth. Now we're going to Twiddle twice into a lethal Grapeshot. Right. Cutting it pretty close. We barely had enough resources to cast Wish into Grapeshot again. Right. Grapeshot. I'd probably kill their creatures too if I wanted to be a wise ass, but we're just gonna Grapeshot the opponent. Okay, game number 1 goes to the good guys. Okay, so I do like Void Snare here, and I also like the explosives. We don't necessarily need Pact Negation. They could board in Endurances, but that's usually not stock. I also don't love discard in these matchups, but it does hit, what is it called? Gothy Voidwalker. There we go. I have a memory. So it's kind of nice there. So I'm going to bring in a few removal spells. And what I'll do is I'll end up leaving 2 of these in. It's just, I don't really want to board in the Void Snare. I don't think we necessarily need to board in the Pact. And I want to leave the Ave in the board. If you wanted to, you could even leave in 1 Pact over a discard spell in case of Endurance. But I think the discards on average will be better. So I'm going to leave those. And let's shuffle back up. Another small bonus of playing Slaughter Pact is you can get it with the Chalice West that we added. So I've been thinking a lot about these sort of interactions, and they're nothing new to Modern. This is old technology that I'm trying again, just because it plays well to the strategies that we're already doing with Wishclaw Talisman and then Wish. So sometimes trying old things, you know, gives you a new outlook on whether or not they're playable. All right, and Lurrus. Garbage. We're going to ship this. Can't keep this hand. Mulligan. Mulligan. I think we're just supposed to keep this. I don't love it, but it's very slow too. Alright, not Ragavan, so I guess that's a bonus. Okay, I'll take Wishclaw Talisman. And the mountain also means that our opponent cannot cast Abrupt Decay off that, so that's nice. Bloodstained Mire. Alright, so they picked up an Overgrowth Tomb, and now they're casting Chalice the Void. Okay. I guess everyone's playing Chalice nowadays. That's fine. The Chalice West can go get EE if we want it to, for what it's worth, but I have a feeling it's going to get ooh, they missed their attack. I have a feeling we want to use the get Lotus Field, but I'm not completely positive yet. Alright, so I'm gonna play Wishclaw Talisman. I could also reconsider how I'm going about this. Like, I could use Teferi West to go get EE and then Wishclaw for the Lotus Field is another option. Yeah, nice Chalice of the Void. They do get the Surveil trigger, but yeah, not great synergy. Your deck also has Ragavan in it. You probably kept in Bolt too. But you do get your Surveils to make your Channeler delirious. Okay. This forest makes me a little nervous that they might be sitting on a Blood Moon. We're taking 1 here, going to 18. 2 cards in the opponent's hand. Alright, so that was a pretty good draw. Because now we can seriously think about winning the game. And I'm not sure how we want to go about this, but we're going to transmute. So the choice here with the Chalice West is if you get Lotus Field or EE. And I think you're supposed to get the EE. I think. I guess if you get the field... I'm just trying to figure out how much this actually matters. I like that you can blow up explosives on an end step, and then you're not wasting mana on the combo turn on answering the Chalice, so I think that's the play here. And Teleria West is the 21st land is fine, because like we never really wanted to play 21 lands, and having a land that is like a half spell land is kind of convenient. Okay, so they played Saga, still 2 cards in hand. And their Spellbomb shut off by their own Chalice. Is this the proper time to say they were hoisted by their own petard, or whatever that expression is? Alright, so they're swinging for 7. That is quite the clock I'd like to throw out there. That's going to put us to 9. If they have something to deal us 2 damage, we are dead next turn. Alright. Play the explosives for 0. I can't win this turn, so I'm just going to pass. You might be thinking, like, Bryant, why don't you just combo off and kill them? It doesn't work. So, realistically, you don't play the island because you only get 1 land drop per turn. I'd like to remind everyone that. And then you have 3 mana. You have to use 1 of it on Wishclaw Talisman to go get Lotus. This costs 2 mana to activate. Alright? So you don't have any untapped mana to Dreamscript and Underworld Breach. But even if you did, you still need to be able to split your mana between blue and red. And that doesn't get you anywhere. So you're actually like multiple mana off from winning. And that's the big concern. Okay. Their Saga, and they have 1 card in hand. Move this sideboard down. So a little bit nervous about what their last card is. But we're going to 2. Not a whole lot that I can do to play around it. And if it's Lightning Bolt, we're going to allow them to bolt us out. Okay. Blow the explosives. Draw. Let's activate. Go get Lotus Field. Play field. Sacrifice these 2 lovely basic lands. Dreamscript to untap our field. Blue. Red. I'm gonna scour first. I don't know if this benefits us at all. I also don't think that they have Abrupt Decay, because if they did, they probably would have decayed our Talisman. So I don't think they have it. Okay, Twiddle. Oh, they do. Why? I feel like they messed up by yeah, I don't think they did right, but I can respond here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we're gonna respond. So let's untap our field. Okay. And now we can Echoing Truth. I think this might beat me. So I can bounce my own breach here. Exile the Bauble, Inquisition, and Dreamscript. Because I need to keep the Scour around. And I can replay the Breach now, but I can't dredge or escape the Tome Scour. That's the real concern here, is that I'm just short on cards in my graveyard. So that untaps. It's just I needed more cards in bin. Because I can replay this for red. I just can't do anything with that mana. Okay, so they got game number 2. Let's just concede and go to game number 3 now. Alright. I think I'm just going to resubmit. That was a good game, though. I don't agree with their timing on the Abrupt Decay, but that's fine. On the play. Reveal our cat. Come on, Lurrus, let's go. Apparently mine double-clicked. Sweet. So they have a cat and I don't. That's frustrating. It looked like it was green when I hit OK. I'm just throwing that out there. That's what it looked like. Alright, and the opponent's kept 7. And we're just going to fire off those visions and then play out a few bobble. Island, visions. Lotus Field was a good hit, which makes me like these grips, so I'm going to leave those on top. Problem is that a discard spell is going to be pretty effective against this hand because we only have the wish as an action. And because we accidentally didn't reveal our Lurrus, we can't return the baubles for card advantage, which is just a giant pain in the buns. Okay. I'm just going to fire these off. I don't know why I targeted myself there. I just did. They have an Inquisition on top. That's unfortunate. We're drawing double Twiddle effect here, then one unknown. Draw. I can't help but think of my friend Tony right now, and Tony would be like, why don't you just jam empty? I think that this means we're 1 short, if I remember correctly. So we can play field, Twiddle field, so that's 3, 5, 7. Yeah, we're 1 short of being able to leave off this. So we're supposed to play our land and pass and hope our opponent doesn't have a black source for that Inquisition. Or they decide to cast, like, Chalice to the Void. That's a bummer. Alright, come on, Chalice to the Void. It's not too often I root for my opponent to cast that terrible card. Alright. Getting punished by not having Lurrus here. If the Ave in the board was an empty, we could have pulled off 10 goblins on turn 2. But in general, I think Ave is a much better card. There went my wish. Alright, so I think if we draw Wishclaw Talisman, we have a win as well. And here, I'd like to point out, we have Echoing Truth in hand. If this was a Perilous Voyage, without a doubt in my mind, I would be bouncing this Dragon Rage Channeler looking for an action spell. I was talked into playing Echoing Truth recently because of construct tokens, multiple copies of Chalice, Rhinos, and it makes sense, but right here, this Echoing Truth, if it was a Perilous Voyage, would just be so good. So good. Alright. Take our draw. Alright, so our opponent does not have... I guess maybe I want to float black out that. Our opponent does not have Abrupt Decay open. I think it's party time. Okay. Tap. Tap. Add red. Untap. Play Wishclaw Talisman. Add some blue mana. Go get Underworld Breach. Play Breach. Now we Twiddle. And then we're going to cast Wish, looking to go get Tome Scour. Tap. Add blue, cast Wish. Okay. We have 2 mana floating. Let's Twiddle. Untap. And Scour. Wishclaw, Field, Visions. So we have the loop at this point, we just have to execute. Turn 12, and there's another Wish. We have 9 cards. We need to go Twiddle, Twiddle, Wish, so we're 1 card short, I believe. So we have to go through the loop 1 more time, I think. 8 from 14. Twiddle. Alright, our opponent has had enough. We are victorious over Jund with Chalice of the Void in our first match. No Hermit wasn't the right matchup for it, but who knows? We might cast it this league. We also might not cast it. Let's see if we get paired in a blue-white. Okay, match number 2, and I would like you to look that my Lurrus is highlighted. Alright, you decided to work this time. I'll let it slide. And it is a mirror match between Lurruses, although I doubt that they're on the greatest combo deck in Modern. Alright, so this hand seems fine. We just have to find a breach, or not a breach, a Lotus for this hand to combo off. Marsh Flats. Okay. It could... I don't think it's Hammer Time. And it's not the Grief deck, the Ephemerate deck, so I'm not really sure what we're facing. Okay, so I'm going to do this for the Scries off the Visions. We're just going to go get our Black Sword. Oh. Alright, I am not playing well tonight. Maybe I shouldn't upload this. I'll just drop it at 1-0. No big deal. I can't believe I just did that. Jeez. They wanted whatever they saw of Mishra's Bauble because they didn't fetch it away. What are you playing, Big Dan? Just Mardu? Looks like Mardu. Roxa, okay. Probably get rid of the Scour here. It's not a card we need in our hand. We can always escape that back later. Back to negation, not going to be at its best here. I'm going to play out the island in case I can't trip into... we can get rid of the Bauble. Keep the claw on top. I was going to say in case we can't trip into discard. Next turn we play the Wishclaw and Steam Vents. I guess I could also do the Watery Grave for Lurrus. It doesn't really matter which lane we play next turn. Alright, Torok, but not kicked. I don't know what the right choice is here. It depends on what their hand is. If this is the only discard spell in their hand, they should consider the Dream Script, but if they have another, I think you just take Breach. They've decided on Breach. So that's why they chose to play it out early for the clock. I'll be honest, I didn't realize they got bigger when people discarded cards. It's just that it's usually not a relevant mode against me. Alright, so now we play Claw. And I believe we have a win next turn. Cliffs. We would go get... Ooh, it turns out I was supposed to play Steam Vents. Steam Vents was the correct choice, and I thought that it didn't matter. It technically does matter. So that's a lesson I just learned. And nothing matters. I think I want the Steam. Alright, and then next turn they can escape Croxa if they get one more card to the bin. Not good. Might just bring back Lurrus here. Lotus Field? Not Lotus Field. Alright, player events. Bring Lurrus home. Pass the turn. So I could have played Breach for Wishclaw there. I just don't think that's a great line. Voidwalker, that's annoying. Okay. Voidwalker's pretty good against us. Alright, so... This is 7. Yeah, I just need to shock myself here. So we're going to 8. I'm going to play Lurrus and then bring back our Claw. If they have any sort of burn spell, I'll be dead. I guess they would need burn spell and removal spell, but yeah, either or. Alright. Alright, well there's the removal spell. And they have 7 damage. So, oh, they have lethal. I just missed it. Alright, well they had lethal anyway. All they had to do was bring back Croxa, make me discard a card in their first main phase. This becomes a 5, and then they have 8. So they didn't even need the bolt. Now they're bringing back the just wasting. I'm gonna concede. Okay. Good job. Alright, let's get these pact negations out of here. Bring in the Slaughter Pact. Does kill Dothy Voidwalker. Fatal Push. Snare. Explosives. Shave down on these. I think I'm good with this. Alright. On the play. Reveal our cat. Sure. Seems fine. And I think we're supposed to just play out the west. That way we can play turn 2 Talisman. Cliffs. And the monkey. Oh, I should have targeted them. That was a mistake. I don't know why I targeted myself. I realized that like right after I clicked. Laziness. Like I said, I'm not playing well tonight. I don't even know why you're still watching this video. Can I play Claw here? So they do get to go second land and then get a treasure off the Ragavan. And with that, they can get up to Kalgan's command mana. So the Wish Claw is a little bit of a liability, but I don't know. Like I could cast Double Visions, I suppose. But I have to play out the Wish Claw at some point. We're gonna fall to 15 here. They might just have Prismatic Ending too. We left in 2 discard spells and they hit 1. That's brutal. Quit hurting me. They took the Slaughter Pact. That must mean that they have Gothy Voidwalker. Good draw. Lotus. I'm going to keep 1 fetch land here. I just want the guaranteed land drop. This team vents. Vision. I think we put both of these on top. Alright, so Ragavan knocks us down to 10 life. And there's the Voidwalker. Not terribly shocked by that. Okay. So if I packed it, I have to pay. And I'm not really trying to do that quite yet. But if I don't, I have to win next turn, which is kind of scary. So I think what I'm supposed to do is just try to set up to win next turn and not pay for pact. Don't matter. Okay. So we not only need Lotus Field, we also need a Twiddle effect. I'm going to 5 life. They hit Flooded Strand. Okay. Another ending. Alright. I think they got us. Draw. Okay. What does that mean? I can play Breach. And then maybe consider into a Twiddle. That could do it. So Slaughter Pact. Oh, it's non-black. I can't Slaughter Pact the Voidwalker. Oh, crap. I shouldn't have boarded in Slaughter Pact then. That is a legitimate downside to this card. I just learned something in front of all of you. Yeah, I am screwed. So now that we've established that, I think the line here is Wish, but I'd have to hit Twiddles. Cast Consider, I guess, because it gives me like some sculpting ability where Turn Visions doesn't. Twiddle. They had Tear too. We just never stood a shot here. Alright, they just had it all. Alright. So we got bodied. I'm not gonna cry over losing to the Mardu deck with infinite removal for everything. It happens. 1-1. Match 3, and our opponent has not revealed a companion. We will try this out. What are you playing? Another black deck? Get out of here. Okay. This might be the Yawgmoth deck. I like the Wishclaw draw. That is our way to go get Lotus Field. And it is, in fact, the Yawgmoth deck. Pain in my buns. Let's Inquisition them. What you got? Take the Wall of Roots. Not much of a difference between 1 and 2 copies of Grist. Future Plains, right? I want to make sure it wasn't an artifact. Alright, draw a card off Bobble. Which is fine. There's a Grist. We're gonna +1. Bobbler. Them. We'll bobble them. Learn my lesson that time. Claw. The Twiddle was a nice pickup there. Play Claw. And pass. Don't quite have enough resources to win yet. Maybe in 2 turns we can use one Wishclaw for Lotus, the other for Breach. Or if we draw a land, we could actually Visions plus Claw next turn, and that would be huge. That's a Blood Artist. Yep. Okay. Draw. So I'm just trying to think this through. So I tap the island to go get Lotus Field. And then what? We can double Twiddle up to 5 Wishclaw for... That doesn't work. So then my choice becomes, do I play Wishclaw now? Or do I play a Visions? And I think we just take the guaranteed win next turn with the Wishclaw. Okay. So we're looking to not die here. That's the big thing. Another Hierarch. Okay. We're going to take 3. Yep. Draw. I don't need that. Step 1, Lotus Field. Play Lotus Field. Step 2, Twiddle. Step 3, Twiddle again. Add red. Go get Underworld Breach. Step 4, cast Breach. Now it's easy peasy. We just have to go through it now. Opponent's at 16. Cast this Wish, that's 7. I don't know if they can gain instant speed life. Pretty sure I can just double Grapeshot them. Okay. Sure, let's Grapeshot. Okay, Grapeshot's resolving. And then we just have to escape it. We'll leave the Tome Scour for good luck. Alright. So we have one game number 1 over black-green Yawgmoth or black-green Sacrifice, whatever you would like to call it. Okay. We have to board up. I guess I've seen Endurance out of that deck. Maybe we actually leave Impact. It's not like Slaughter Pact or Push are like super good here. Honestly, I might just like bring in 1 Void Snare and call it a day. Do it. Alright. Reveal Lurrus. This seems like a fine hand. I would like to get paired against a blue deck at some point this league so I can play these Hermits. Just start boarding them in against anything. Next round we get paired against Hammer Time, bring in Hermit. Draw. We're going to play Visions. There we go. There we go. Upkeep Bobble them. Messenger, sure. 2 mana for Ooze. Okay. Looks like they're a little tied up on mana. Well, now they'll have 3 mana next turn. Draw. It's a shame we don't have a way of cheating this Lotus into play. I would totally jam right now. Alright, so they're probably just going to leave their stuff untapped. I can't help but wonder if we can wish for the Slaughter Pact and then get them that way. They only have 1 up. That's interesting. I think I should be able to beat the Ooze. And I'm going to see if they're greedy enough to try to eat my Twiddle here. Okay. Not greedy enough to eat Twiddle. Twiddle. I also could just like aim for a metric buttload because they decided not to. Not against that. Okay. Tap. Untap. Are they going to eat a Twiddle now? That doesn't make any sense. So I have like an interesting line here. I don't think it's one that I'm supposed to take. What I could do is hold priority, cast Wish, Slaughter Pact the Ooze with nothing in the graveyard, but then I would have to Tome Scour a few times into more copies of the Twiddles. I would get 15 cards to look at off Tome Scour. Alternatively, I can just Ooze for a metric buttload. So I don't know. Like, do we really think they're going to beat 9 Oozes? I just feel like the Tome Scour line is like greedy for no reason. Like, why would I do that? And I can actually play out the extra breach too, so it would be 10 Oozes. Oozai. Oozy. Oozies. Alright. Breach. And then let's hit him with the Oozies. Blat blat. Okay. It's slime time. Yak. I don't know why I said Gak, but I did. Nickelodeon Gak? I mean, maybe that's why, subconsciously. Alright. There they go. We have an 11-11 ooze. Just as we should. Alright. Can you beat the Slime Time army? A lot of power. After an extended period of time in the tank, our opponent has conceded. We are now 2-1. How delightful. Alright. We faced a lot of black decks this league after adding in 3 Hermit for Chalice the Void. Let's maybe get paired into a blue deck so I can show those off, please. Alright, let's see if I get it match number 4. Alright, HellMonkey is our opponent, and it is the 4th round, revealing our cat. We want to see Kaheera here. It's not even a good matchup, I just want to showcase Hermit. I did beat it last night, though. Yorion. Alright, so probably taxes. We'll keep this. Why not? We're gonna bobble ourselves. Because there's a Lotus Field on top I won't fetch. Well, I don't care about that anyway. So let's cast Visions. I think we keep the other Consider because it allows us for an extra look next turn. For that magical, mythical Lotus Field. Alright, so we're going to draw Consider off the bobble. Pollinade. Ooh, so they're a blue deck? Breach is good. I mean, that means I can bring in Hermit, I think. Unless they're just like 5-color Bring to Light, which maybe I bring in Hermit anyway. Reveal Grave. Consider. I'm gonna mill it. Okay, let's do that. Inquisition. Fate Wishes. So they're probably take the Omen here. I mean, at least it's a blue deck. I can board in the Hermit. Are they Fires of Invention? Because that's what I think of when I see the Fae of Wishes. Draw. Obel. Consider. I guess we can keep it around. Visions. I don't think we want that. And then let's just bobble now. Because we get punished if their last 2 draw steps are like land Narset, so it's just better here to do it now. Otherwise, like, you just don't want them to get you on Narset, and it doesn't really matter at this point. They might be a Fires deck, and what a draw. Wow. And they don't have any counterspells up, at least that we know of. Alright, so blue. Actually, I think I want black. Okay. Twiddle the field. I'm wondering if I can have packed back up with this line. So twiddle again. I think I can. I think I have packed back up. Twiddle again. Bushclaw Talisman. Underworld Breach. Okay. We're doing well so far. I'm gonna cast the Consider. I just feel like. Oh, rewarded. Okay. Let's scour. And that is the game. Okay. You can just twiddle a bunch. Actually, I might want to keep the Inquisition. Okay. From 10. Let's Inquisition them, see what they have going on. Nothing still. Just want to make sure. So now we can use Wishclaw. Go get Wish. Cast Wish. From is 12. Twiddle here. Remove the Inquisitions because they don't matter. At 19, we can just double Grapeshot. Alright, so that is game number 1 over this blue control deck. Whatever kind of blue control deck this is. I think it's Fires. I really do. Fires of Invention, that is. But I guess we'll find out in game number 2. Maybe. Hopefully not, but maybe. Bright side, I do get to bring in these lovely Hermits. So those come in, and the Explosives. And then I like boarding out 4 copies of Consider. And that might seem a little bit weird, but we're not really going for speed. So Serum Visions digs deeper for Lotus Field, which is pretty important. You can keep Echoing Truth in as another answer to Chalice or other things like that. So this is my personal recommendation. You could board in the Pact of Negation, but what are you boarding out? Like, everything is so good here. You could like maybe skim on a Wish, but that's essentially the same thing. So I think that this is the right board plan here. And you do have Tolaria West for EE if they are in fact the Chalice deck. Alright, Cat Companion coming up. I don't know what this. Again. Stands close. Maybe bottom that. Like, I can't assume that they have Chalice, right? Like, I just have to kind of do my thing. We hit the land, which is huge, because now instead of casting turn 1 Serum Visions, I'm allowed to just Inquisition them. Rest in peace. Veto. I think we just take the rip. Okay. Great Island. John Avon Invasion Islands. I also use Invasion Islands, so respect. Let's cast Visions. Use the veto. We're just trying to get this Wishclaw in play. And we can always Lurrus it back later. They hit land number 3 for Charm. So I think I'm actually going to play Claw here because I don't want them drawing 2 cards. Yeah, I still think it's... Is it? Yeah, because if I Inquisition, they're just going to draw 2 and I might miss anyway. Might as well make them charm it. Alright, it's been charmed. They're going up to 4 cards. We know 2 of them. See, that's good because it shuts off my Inquisition. Good for them, not good for me. Yeah. We just have to pass here. They're looking for land 5 for this Teferi. Because Teferi can allow them to just like run away with this game. Hit the land. Ooh, they're choosing not to play it. That's like interesting, I shouldn't say. What's kind of crazy here is if We hit a Lotus Field, I could probably go off, assuming that our opponent tapped out for tough. Okay. They're just passing. They put 2 on top of their scries last turn. That's fine. Or this like truth, it's not doing anything. Okay. Honestly, I feel like that Cryptic Exchange is pretty good for me. We're 46. We have 46 cards left in our deck, so we're about to be a quarter of the way through. Ease. I'm just going to play this for 0. Not only does it hit Chalice of the Void, it hits Shark Typhoon. Well, it hits Sharks, not Shark Typhoon itself. Speaking of Sharks, one has 6 cards. I will fall to 13. Let's blow up the Shark. 5 cards. We know one of them's a Teferi. Sure. They mess up there. Sorry, it went a little quickly. I couldn't tell if they had tapped differently, if they could have used Castle. There's the Tef. Window's closing to win this game. Come on, Lotus Field. I'm gonna concede. I think that they've got me. And I don't want to show them much more of my deck. I thought about scouring myself, but I don't want to reveal Hermit to them. We just sat way too long in that game without hitting land number 3. Because I wanted to bring back the Lurrus and I just wasn't able to. Try this again. I'm gonna play this time. Reveal our cat. Right, this hand's pretty good. We're gonna keep this. I'm taking a mulligan to 6. Delta, bobble, and then we can bobble ourselves to see what our top card is. I will take a breach. That's for sure. Draw a breach. Now we just need Scour, and we'll have combo with double backup. We're going to jam Hermit here. And there's our Scour. Let's go! Beat down Hermit. Okay. Did they really miss their land? Get in there. For what it's worth, I don't think we're supposed to try to win here. It's pretty risky. So next turn, having the fetch and the extra land will do us a lot of good. So we'd have the mana to activate Hermit as well. I'm trying to figure out why they kept their hand. It must have like Rest in Peace in it, right? Like, I don't know why else they would have kept. Right, but we get an opportunity to go off here. So let's just talk through this. I can float blue, Lotus Field up to 5 cards. Twiddle, play Breach. I only get to escape once, so I want to make sure that I have it. So we have 3 mana plus 2 mana is 5 mana. Breach, just 7 mana. Wish. I think that does it. Right, so if I twiddle here, act. You thought that was going to save you? I was terrified of this card when the set released, and it's yet to get me. I was like, that card just made my deck unplayable, and like that hasn't done much against me at all. Oh, I'm supposed to play that Breach card, right? I heard it's pretty good. All right. Well, Hermit technically did something. It attacked twice. That is what it did. But we did play it. You can't say that I didn't play Hermit this league, because if you say that, you're a liar. We're 3-1. Let's just try to get match number 5. Okay, the 5th and final round. We are on the play. Reveal our cat. Kaheera, I think we have the matchup. This could be elementals, but it's most likely blue-white. We're going to keep this. The Echoing Truth is kind of stinky, but not a whole lot I can do about that. It doesn't have access to Lotus, which makes you a little bit uncomfortable, but we're going to play this. And it's the blue-white deck. Let's take the counterspell. Normally I'd want to take the ending, but we don't have a Wishclaw anyway. Okay. Bubble ourselves. That's pretty good. I wonder if I just take the Spreading Seas and hope that they never hit. Like land 3, that is. Okay, and what I like about this is I can eventually try to set up Lurrus. I'm going to remove a land from the deck. Probably just grab another grave here. Might as well bobble them. Verdict. Okay, they might not have it. Kind of hoping that I can set up Lurrus bobble shenanigans, but they're so likely to hit their lands. Draw bobble. Ugh, did not want another field. They did not hit their land. Put the cat to our hand. So you could burn Twiddles there, but my problem with burning Twiddles is if they do, like, what if they drew a counterspell as the one unknown, right? So now they're going to play their tough. Probably plus it. Ooh, they wanted the immediate draw. Did we just draw into the win? I think we did. As long as they don't have main deck force and negation. Okay. Untap. We want to do this one for black. And then this Dream Script is going to untap, and then this one's going to be for red. And this is why we play main deck bounce spells, by the way. If this was a Prismatic Ending, this is not a win. Get the Breach. Okay. Now we bounce the Wishclaw. And we Twiddle. Now we're going to go use the Wishclaw to go get Tome Scour. Okay. These cards don't really matter. Let's get rid of those. Claw. Claw. Go get the Scour. And easy peasy. We have assembled the combo. Alright, so Twiddle. Untap. I should probably do Dream Script so I don't accidentally misclick. Like, that's pretty much the only way we lose at this point is misclicking. Tome Scour. Scour again. We hit Wish. We might be able to just win now. From 14. We have 15 cards. Yeah, we can win. Okay. Untap with Twiddle. Even though I said that I was going to use Dream Script, I just... You know, I thought about it, then I decided that I'm too good to misclick. It would never, ever happen to me. It doesn't happen to people like me. Only bad players misclick. I hope you appreciate my dry sense of humor, because I misclick all the time. Including this league, so that was a nice callback there. 17. So I could Grapeshot here. Grapeshot is not lethal, so we are going to Twiddle our field. Tap. Grape shots. Ooh. Alright, we've gotten game number 1 from the dreaded blue deck. Alright, so Hermit comes back. So does this EE. And let's drop these considers. Pretty clean board plan here. Magnificent Hermit. Okay, game 2. We are revealing our copy of Lurrus. We have Hermit. We just need a second land. I'm going to try this. Keep. We have a few draws here with Serum Visions to hit our second land. It shouldn't be an issue. Okay. IOK is great. Visions. Beautiful. I would love these lands. Thank you, Duck. They're quickly fetching. What is it? Rip? Okay. So I do want the third land on top, so I'm going to Visions just at the land. I don't think I need these cards, so I'm just going to do this because I'm going to fetch anyway. And then I'm going to Inquisition. And then next turn we can play a Hermit. Ooh, 4 lands? Is this Hermit beat down the game? I guess they can put this Kaheera to their hand. Hermit? Did you draw a counterspell? They must have. Visions. Explosives was a good one. Okay. What is this? Kaheera is now in their hand. And they played a land that I didn't know about, so we know their full hand. Whoops, that is not how I want to cast that. Okay. So they will have Kaheera online next turn, but I'm not super worried about it, if I'm being honest. We have Hermit to block, and then, like, Chalice 1. Okay. Like, kind of, like, that was a good draw. I'm not going to pretend that that didn't stink. Also, the explosives is going to get exiled when we sacrifice it to blow up the Chalice. That's a little bit annoying. Question is, do I want to get the red source and hit myself here? I think so. Okay. So unfortunately, this is going to exile because its sacrifice is part of the cost. Okay, so that's a reasonable draw here. And why it's reasonable is I can play Hermit and get Lurrus. Hermit. Bring her cat home. Okay. Play the Mystic Gate. They still have at least planes in their hand, and I think I didn't know the other. Yeah, so they have planes plus whatever they get off this deluge. Hermit holding back the Kaheera. Love it. Okay. A little bit nervous about playing. I'm afraid of Supreme Verdict. I think I want to play it though. Maybe it's wrong. I don't think I'm supposed to attack. This thing has vigilance, so like it's not good for me. All right, we can counterspell this with the Hermit. I imagine they're going to try to bring it back. This gets our last land in the deck. Okay, so they can flashback this. We can counter it. Oh, it's shark type. Okay. So that's a 5/5. Jeez, we're almost dead. And that represents lethal next turn. So it looks like we're dead here. So that brings us to 4. I mean, I could get kind of tricky and like counter my own spell with Hermit or something, but I don't think we're going to be in good shape here. Draw. Yeah. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, they just have us. So like I was thinking like maybe I could Twiddle and then hold priority, sack my Hermit, bring it back, and then I can tap down one of their creatures, but like it's just not a winning line. Yeah, we're just too far behind. We also like didn't draw any access to field that game. Okay. Try it again. On the play. Slide this back up, reveal our cat. This hand just doesn't do anything is the problem. Better. For the wish. Let's go. Bobble. Target ourselves. I would love a Lotus Field. Thank you. And kind of Draw it. Ooh, that looks good. On both of these. I wonder if I'm supposed to Inquisition to protect Hermit. Although next turn I could... Actually, I think I'm supposed to play one of the 2-drops this turn, because next turn I can double spell, which just makes it strictly better. It's Hermit. So the reason I think it's Hermit is if one of these has to get hit by Prismatic Ending, I think the Hermit, unfortunately, is slightly worse than the Wishclaw. And it looks like they have it. Oh, Chalice, sure. That stinks. We do have the Hermit to get through Chalice, and we're holding up a counterspell right now. Not the end of the world. So, ideally, at some point, we would... I'm not going to, I guess I could fetch. Like, what are they gonna... Like, Charm or something to draw to? That's fine. Another Black Sword. Ooh, another Hermit. Yeah, so we can attack here. If they have, like, Shark Typhoon or something, that's fine. Because I want to bring back the flipped half anyway. Just bring back, or get Lurrus. Okay. They have the 4-mana thing. Memory Deluge, sure. Let's get Vents. Another Lotus Field, okay. It's interesting, because now we can play double field, which doesn't happen very often. I think maybe I'm supposed to get rid of one of the... No, I think it's... I think I want the black sources because of Lurrus. Right. We're at 13. So, I'm going to say it out loud and jinx myself, but we're looking to avoid Supreme Verdict here. Okay, so if they have Shark Typhoon, it now makes a 3/3. But I think we're okay with that. Because once again, I get to bring back the flipped half. Claw. Field. Alright, they're at 9. Sure. So the one downside of having 2 fields is like Lotus Field can activate both, but if they try to get tricky with it, they can dodge one of them. Okay. Another field. Let's beat down. Hermit's doing work. They're at 5. Where did we just pass here? Anna, Shark Typhoon. 4/4 Shark. It's kind of funny because, like, I don't even have anything that costs 1 to jam into this Chalice. Like, I have 1 Inquisition, which, like, isn't that good. So now we can bring this Hermit back. Is the flip half. Okay. Ooh, they're getting in there. So we're going to go to 11. Bobble. Okay. So I get to look at their top card. I can't but wonder if they have another Shark Typhoon. Try to get in there. So the problem is that they can end the back half of this. So I almost want to just leave it in the graveyard. I wonder if I just play Lurrus. Alright, so I could sack the Hermit. I think I'm just going to pass here. Because I don't want the back half of it getting exiled. Wish was a terrific draw. Because we're not far away from just Wish Grapeshot for lethal. Okay, this. So we do have to keep in mind that we're at 11, and they have a 4/4, so we don't have all the time in the world. This. Very sure. So they're going to untap with 2 cards. We're going to 7. Alright, if we can stick one of these things, though, Like if, let's just say I try to play one here and it resolves, because they can still counterspell it from the graveyard. But let's say it resolves. Ooh, or I could draw into that. Because this kills the shark and the chalice. So they're probably going to try to counterspell this. No? Do I have a win then? I need to think about this. So I can tap Lotus Field for 3, go down to 2, go get Wishclaw. Okay. Or I'm sorry, go get Twiddle. Cast Twiddle floating 1. Activate Twiddle, that's 5. So we would need our opponent to not have anything. I think this does it. They're F6. Okay. Yes. Activate. Get Twiddle. Twiddle. Nice Chalice of the Void. Yes. Wish. And Grapeshot. What a way to end a league. Oh! 4-1, and Hermit did work in those last 2 rounds, that's for sure. If you're not sold on Hermit after this league, you probably won't be, because that's what you can expect out of Malevolent Hermit, or I like to call it Magnificent Hermit. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below on what you thought power level wise. Would I change anything about this deck list? Probably not. I do want to continue to explore 2 copies of Slaughter Pact. I didn't know how to read in that 1 round. I could have read non-black creature, I just didn't. So I still think you want this for the most part. We have Fatal Push for the Voidwalkers anyway. So just be smarter with how you sideboard, and it's not an issue. Don't be a dummy like me. But we got a 4-1. I didn't even play that well this league, so keep that in mind. But thank you for watching. Keep storming. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.